Janet Gemmell with Cape Fear Family Law, and I'm here today with Garlande Powell. So she's going to talk to us today about boundaries. You told us before that you also work with people with addictions.
Yes.
What type of addictions do you help people with?
Mostly right now it's been marijuana addiction and alcohol addiction.
Now, my teenager, he knows who he is. He tells me that you can't get addicted to marijuana. I told him that was not true. But what are people having problems with consumption or use of marijuana in that form where they're addicted?
Part of it is that they don't see how it changes the way they think through things. It also, one of the biggest things with the marijuana use is they have a lack of motivation. It takes away their motivation to do things. Yes, it kind of makes them feel like, oh, life is a little better. I just do it for stress, to take the stress off. But then they don't want to do anything. And that's not healthy. And then they get into the habit of it. And then they need it to be able to deal with this, or they need it to fall asleep, or they need it to relax. Same thing with alcohol. Happens with alcohol as well.
And how do you help somebody who's got an addiction? Is it setting boundaries?
It is setting boundaries with that. It's also depends on the person and where they're at. If they're ready, we have something called motivational interviewing, which is a type of therapy to figure out how motivated they are to change and if they're ready to make that change. Just like in any relationship, you can't force somebody to change. You can't make them change. If I had a magic wand and could do it, I'd be a billionaire. I can't do it. But we have to figure out, meet them where they're at, and then help them in their journey to change. And to get there, to be motivated, to want to change. Find out what their motivation is.
Tell me a little bit more about this motivational interviewing. It's a counseling technique?
It is a counseling technique.
And what's involved in that? I don't want you to give away the proprietary secrets now because we want it to work. But give me a little bit of what's involved.
So a little bit of what's involved with motivational interviewing is really just kind of getting a sense of where they've been, what they've tried in the past, how invested they truly are in treatment, and what they're looking for as an outcome. And helping walk them through that to get them to that outcome.
That outcome seems to be a pretty important part of that.
It is.
About that process. Having that big picture in your head of where they're going.
Yes. And them understanding and knowing where they're going. They come in because mom and dad said I had to, or I got caught at school with marijuana, and so I'm sitting in your office. What are we going to do about it? You know? And I'll ask them, are you going to stop? Do you want to stop? Do you want to cut back? What do you want to do? And they're like, oh, I think I can handle it. And so we may walk through what that looks like and the consequences and choices of making that choice and whether or not they really can.
Sometimes do you have to get to the bottom of why they started using to begin with?
It does help. Sometimes they don't know, but usually if you keep working with them, it comes out. It comes out.
What would you tell somebody who's scared to come to a counselor's office?
Well, I guess I would tell them that we're not all quite as scary as we look and appear. I would say that really the stigma of counseling is going by the wayside. Especially the older generation is very much is like, I'm weak if I go to counseling. But the truth is, and I tell everyone this, if we were meant to be on this earth by ourselves, it would have been Adam and never an Eve type of thing. We are meant to do life together. And there are times when we need each other. We need to support each other. So that's what counseling is here to do, is to help you walk through it with a professional who knows some techniques that perhaps you didn't think of, you hadn't thought of, who can help you navigate life. Now, the truth is that when you go to counseling, it doesn't mean that you're broken. It means that you want to be healthy, and you're healthy enough to realize you need some help. And there's nothing wrong with that.
What else do you want to tell people?
That not every counselor may be a good fit. So look on the websites, read about your counselor before you go, and go a couple times. Give it 3 or 4 times, and if it ends up that it's not a good fit, don't be afraid to say, I think I should go to someone else. I'd like to, do you have another recommendation? Because a good counselor will do that.
Why is it so important to have a good fit?
Because if you don't feel comfortable talking to that counselor, if you don't trust that counselor, you're not going to be open and honest. You need a place where you feel safe, where you can be totally open, totally clear, totally honest, and you're dumping out your life story and emptying that closet and pulling out all the skeletons a lot of times. And so to do that, you need to have a safe place.
It's almost like the first boundary that you set in counseling is whether or not it's going to work.
Right.
Okay. So let's tell everybody how they can reach you.
Okay. So our office is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5:30 here at CareNet Counseling in Wilmington. You can reach us at 910-799-1071. And we have a website. You're welcome to go to that. CareNet Counseling Wilmington. We take almost all insurances. And what I love about CareNet and why, two of the reasons I'm here, my favorite reasons is one, that we are a faith-based counseling agency. And secondly, that we solicit from the community. We're a nonprofit, so we solicit funds so that even if your copay is really high or you don't have insurance, we can help supplement it to make sure that everyone's able to come to counseling.
That's a huge deal.
It is a huge deal. I don't know of anyone else in town who has that deal. So that's why I love working here. I like to say then the client doesn't have to eat soup and crackers to come see me, and I don't have to eat soup and crackers to see them.
Very important. So you have to set boundaries, but you're going to get peace in the end. Tell us how you're going to set some new boundaries in your life. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and we look forward to seeing you again.